Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool, and this is the RovyVon SL10. It's kind of an innovative light. They call it the SL10. I think SL is Safety Light, but you could think of Sport Light or Survival Light. You've got three main output areas, one on the front and the back of this, and then one on the top. The one on the top here is essentially a flashlight, and it's got reasonable spill, but it also has a somewhat spotty hot spot that gives it some distance, even though it's a fairly small light. The thing weighs under 3 ounces. Costs about $50 on Amazon. I'll put a link down below. Apparently it comes in 2 flavors. This is the red and white light. There's also a blue and white light version. So the simple interface, we've got 3 buttons. So we've got 3 lights. You've got front and back. And the way I kind of remember this, if you're facing it just like this, red, right, return. You know, if you're a pilot or you captain a ship or something. So if I hold this in, it's going to turn on the red light on the right hand side. There's also a white light on this side, and then I won't blind you, but the main spot up on the front end. So let's take a look at each of these individually, okay? The first one is the spotlight. Or the front flashlight. As you can see, this is pointing quite a ways out into the brush up in the trees. Each one of the lights has 2 speeds, kind of a low and high, if you will. And then there are some other hidden features I'll show you in a second. And then we've got the flood white light, and that allows you, walking, running, bicycle with it. I think you can outrun the light or outride the light, but if you put the spotlight on, you'd probably be okay unless you're fast road riding. And then it's got the ability for all 3 of them to work, which means you can now use it kind of as a signal device as well. Now let's take a closer look at the battery side of this thing. What's innovative about the battery? Well, it takes a AA sized battery. It comes with this one. This is one of RovyVon's 3.7 volt 14500s with the onboard USB-C charging. Now this is the one that will give you the maximum runtime and maximum output out of this. And the maximum output is about 600 lumens on the front end, and that's a 7000K light. Now I can run other things. I can run just the standard rechargeable AA's, even the lithiums. I could drop one of those in there, and just a standard AA, which would be a good light if you want to do this more as the survival light size, and then you can kick it on. You've got 2 speeds, but not near the power of running the larger capacity 3.7 volts. And then this is an old, take a look at that guy, AA Eco Advanced. This, I'm not impressed with these batteries. I have a few of them around kind of for testing things, but I can run them in here if I want. So I am getting light there, no problem whatsoever. So it has a capacity from anything from about 1.2 volts to 3.7 volts. Just drop whatever you've got in there. I imagine you could even use one of those AAA adapters if you wanted to try to run it off of a even smaller battery. RovyVon's had tremendous success running multiple battery types in their lights. They deliberately build them that way. But anyway, let's get into a couple other things. First of all, as a clip light, it's in the kind of clip family, and there are lots of different clip lights now and more on the way. So, the standard O-Light, O-Clip really popularized it, but notice everything's coming out the front end on that one. Here's a Work Pro version. There is another type of light. This is the Guardian Angel. I've done a video on that. This is a much more sophisticated, more expensive, more elaborate light with a lot more going on. So more of a professional light, less of a sport or safety light. Now, there are some hidden features in this. So like if I triple click this, now the only thing that will happen, this blinks 3 times. No matter what button I push, it blinks 3 times. So that would be like a setting if you didn't want it to accidentally turn on, kind of like a lockout feature. If I triple click it again, this blinks on the front, and then I'm back to my regular. Now each of these has the 2 speeds, as you saw. So if I turn it on, you can see there's 1, there's 2, back to 1. So if we take a closer look at one of the hidden features here, I can go to the red, so it's got, you know, I'm facing it, red right. Now if I double click this, what it's going to do is go into one of its blinking modes. So there's one of them, it's just a standard blink. If I click it again, now it's got this kind of Terminator visor, you know, back and forth. So that would be a good signaling if you're carrying it on your messenger bag or your belt or something at night, if you're running or cycling, commuting, whatever. And then if I click it again, it goes to this blink, which is pretty obnoxious, so that would be a good warning. And there's another signaling on here. This main light right up here, if I double click that, what do I get? SOS. If I click it again, I'm going to get this longer duration signaling. That probably lasts forever. So that would be something you need to do, mark something and then leave and return at night. This stuff works great. So anyway, there it is, the RovyVon SL10, a pretty slick little light, Safety Light 10. So you can easily clip it on something, take off, and then have plenty of lighting options. I've carried this around for a little bit and used it as a regular flashlight, just remembering one of the things is the button and the light output are on the same side, so if you're not used to it and you push that, you are going to point it right in your face. But there are other lights I've noticed that do that as well, where you've got the button in the natural place where you'd look, but it also allows me to index it in the dark. So if I want to turn on the red, I can, because I know where the red is, because I can index this side. Anyway, pretty slick little light. Impressive. I like the carbon fiber look on this. I think that's all it is the look. Maybe sometimes you can get these inlays, but I think that's not quite. But there it is. Pretty sweet design. Nice and solid, very durable, and safety lights. Maybe that'll be the lighting tool, lighting space for 2026. Let me know your thoughts. And with that, Doc out.